This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, can you hear me, guys? Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Okay. So yesterday I asked you to do one activity, exercise, like building of game of life. Okay, that is also written in Java. Okay, I think you have done it or not. Now today, so we are going to discuss need of Jenkins. So in the last class, clearly I have explained what is the need of build tools. Since we cannot use code directly, code must be converted into some application or website, jar file, var file, or package format. Okay, then only we can place that application in hundreds of live servers so that people from internet will be able to access that application or website. So for that we have used a build tool. I have taken one large application, large Java application. I have shown build. I have run it yesterday, and we have tested. It is accessible. Okay, it was accessible from internet. So today we are going to discuss what is the need of Jenkins actually. Okay, so here Jenkins is a CI/CD tool. CI stands for continuous integration, continuous delivery, continuous deployment. What is the need? What is the need of using CI/CD tools? Generally, in every organization, okay, so they are going to perform something like day builds and night builds. Day builds and night builds. Okay, so what is day build and what is night build actually? So day builds means generally these are going to be happen when most of the developers are present in the organization. Okay, so generally these are going to be done every 2 hours. Every 2 hours, or some companies will be doing that every 3 hours, or some companies will be performing day builds. Okay, when code is submitted in version control system, which is nothing but CI. Every time developer submits code into version control system, okay, when every time when code is pushed to version control system, build must be done automatically. Okay, now day builds are the builds, okay, which are going to be happen when most of the developers are present. Okay, like every 2 hours, every 3 hours, or when code is submitted in version control system, these are going to be happen. Now when day builds are going to be happen, what happened here? Unit test cases are applied. Unit test cases means these are very basic kind of testing, basic level testing. So these are also written by other developers to test some developers code. Basic level testing is done, and immediately reports of reports are given. I think yesterday I have shown you in the target folder, one other folder called surefire reports was created. Within that we have seen some XML files, right? They are the test reports. Okay, test reports are generated immediately. Okay, and when in day builds, if anything goes wrong, immediately that can be solved. Immediately that can be solved. Okay, so this is about day builds. Every 2 hours build must be happen automatically. Then what is night build? So night builds are going to be happen. These are going to be happen only once in a day. Only once in a day. Generally at midnight, 1 a.m. at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 3, 4 a.m. Okay, and I am speaking about India time. So there is a they are going to take this UTC. They don't take any country specific time. UTC time they will take. Okay, that
Um,
is common for the country people.
Sorry,
Yes,
I don't know if you think you're sharing your screen, but you're not sharing your screen. We can't see your screen.
no one is reporting till now.
I can't see your screen.
Now,
No.
now is it okay?
Yeah, now okay. Now we can see.
Shall I repeat all this or did you understand?
Please, can you repeat?
Okay. So till last class, what we did? So we have taken one GitHub Spring Pet Clinic project, which is very popular, and I have shown how you can build it. And after building, we have seen jar file, that is nothing but your actual application. Actual application. And when that application is placed in hundreds of live servers, people from internet will be able to access that application. Okay, and also we have seen surefire reports within the target folder, and where we have seen test reports in the form of XML files. So generally, when you consider any organization, okay, they are going to perform two types of builds, like day builds and night builds. Day builds and night builds. Day builds are going to be happen every 2 hours, every 3 hours, or whenever code is submitted in version control system like uh, Git. That is nothing but CI, continuous integration. And when day builds are happening, unit test cases are integrated. Okay, so unit test cases are the basic level test cases which are written by developers, not by testers. So unit test cases are going to be done, okay, every 2 hours or every 3 hours. And if any error is there, immediately that is reported and immediately that can be solved. And unit test cases are unit test cases are reports which are stored as a part of surefire reports directory. Now when it comes to the night builds, so these are going to be happen only once in a day. Generally they are going to be happen in the midnight. They are going to take UTC time. That that time is common to every country. That is not specific to any country like India, USA, UK, Australia. The UTC time. Okay, so generally they are going to be happen at midnight. And when night builds are going to be happen, what happens here? Testers will integrate test cases. Okay, when night builds are going to be happen, what happens here? Automated test cases are applied. It is not our responsibility, guys. Testers will come into picture. They are going to integrate test cases. Okay, so they are going to conduct various test cases, various automated in the so here in the last class. Okay, I think in the DevOps lifecycle there is a separate box for this automated environment, right? Just I will show that. Okay, this box, third box, this box, and here unit test cases are done. Here elaborated testing, detailed testing is done by the test cases that are written by developers, not by us. Okay, so they are going to conduct many detailed elaborated testings like selenium testing, load balancing, performance testing, system testing. Okay, they are going to perform system testing. ST means system testing. Okay, sorry, performance testing. I'm going to say PT. PT means performance testing. Okay, and load balancing. Load balancing testing. Okay, yeah, these as per company norms, some companies will conduct some specific test operations. According to that, test cases are applied, and whenever developers come on the next day morning, they are going to see all test reports, and to fix up these issues generated by these night builds. Okay, so they will take lot of time, because when an issue has come in night builds, it takes a lot of time, because it is going to test overall code, entire code that is submitted by entire developers. But yeah, since these are very basic level testing, unit test cases, so they can be solved in a they can be solved within short of time, within no time. So this is going to happen in reality. But yesterday when I execute mvn package command, okay, I told you, right? Compilation is done. Compilation plus testing plus packaging. These things are happen when I execute mvn package command. Okay, but every time who has to execute? Will you execute these mvn package every 2 hours or every 3 hours, or whenever code is submitted in version control system, and every night like 1 a.m 1 p.m, will you execute all these test cases manually? It is not possible, right? Midnight, who will be there in the organization? No one is there in the organization. This must be done automatically. Okay, compilation, testing, packaging, these must be done automatically. So to perform these activities, we need a tool, right? Okay, to perform all these activities, we need something like CI/CD engine, continuous integration, continuous delivery, continuous deployment tool like Jenkins. You need not to execute that. Okay, just you have to specify what to do. Okay, every 2 hours or every 3 hours, or when code is submitted. Okay, or 1 a.m. So immediately on your behalf, Jenkins is going to do that job. So in simple terminology, so you can understand that Jenkins is a scheduler, but it is not a simple scheduler like other schedulers. Okay, so it is having many capabilities. So generally, I will tell one small example. 5 a.m. IST, I want to start Chrome browser. Chrome. And 5 p.m. IST, want to stop Chrome. Or otherwise, I want to start a virtual machine, start a VM. I want to stop this VM because after 5 p.m. my business is no longer running. I want to do this activity daily. Okay, so if you want to automate this process, that means automation means if you want to, so that means if someone does this activity at 5 a.m. at 5 p.m. it will be better. Okay, so to perform this activity, generally in Linux operating system, okay, we have a tool called cron job. And when it comes to Windows, so there is a tool called Windows Task Manager. These are ordinary schedulers. These are ordinary schedulers. So these don't have many capabilities. But Jenkins is scheduler with some additional capabilities. Okay, Jenkins is a scheduler. Okay, scheduler plus with some extraordinary, not extra, extraordinary capabilities. Okay, so which will run your commands. Whatever commands you are giving to Jenkins, they will be executed, okay, at a particular point of time. At a particular point of time. Okay, at a particular point of time. That means for Jenkins, you need to specify what to do and what to do, when to do. When is optional. You may or may not specify. You can do it manually also. But what is compulsory? Okay, what means what here? Like mvn package or mvn compile or mvn clean. These are the goals. Okay, or mvn test. This is what. And what can be any simple Linux command also. Any command from Linux. Any command, any shell scripting, any Ansible playbook. Okay, any Terraform scripting, whatever it may be. That is when. And what is optional? So if you don't specify option when, you have to manually trigger. You have to manually start the job. Okay, so yeah, these are the two capabilities of Jenkins. Now when it comes to Jenkins. Before we start using Jenkins, we should remember the following points or the following things. What are the things to be remembered? Okay. What are the things to remember? These are called as troubleshooting issues, guys. Troubleshooting issues. First of all, you have to remember that when you install Jenkins, a username called Jenkins is created automatically. When you install Jenkins, okay, a username called Jenkins is created automatically, right? And you have to ensure that Jenkins is having right privileges to perform any other job. Okay, that is the first issue. Before that, one more issue I have to address here. And the system in which you are running Jenkins must have, okay, sufficient resources. Sufficient resources means what? So I think in the previous class and last class, I have created a virtual machine with T2 micro capability. T2 micro means which is having 1 CPU and 1 GB of RAM. That is not enough because we need to build large applications, large Java .NET applications. 1 GB RAM, 1 GB memory, sorry, 1 GB memory and 1 CPU is not sufficient. Okay. The system from where you are running Jenkins must have, okay, sufficient system resources. Like at least it must have more than 2 CPUs and more than 2 CPUs, more than 4 GB memory. This is a very first thing, guys, because when you are building large complex applications, 1 GB RAM, 1 GB, 1 CPU is not sufficient. Always you have to take more than that. That is a very first point, because if the system resources are not sufficient, your build is failed. Your build is failed. Okay, before that you have to ensure that your system must have sufficient system resources. Second one, the Jenkins, okay, make sure that build should not ask any passwords or prompts. This is a very important thing. Sometimes what happens, when you are doing some activity, it is going to take your confirmation. Suppose I execute this command sudo apt install tree. When I want to install this software, it is going to take your confirmation. Like uh, this tree software requires this amount of space, this occupies this much of this storage, whether you want to continue yes or no. That kind of question should not be asked, should not be prompted. So when your build is asking such kind of questions, your build is failed. Always you have to ensure that build should not ask any passwords, login name, username, secret key. Okay, yeah, these should not be asked. Okay, so how you can avoid? So in case of tree, you have to include -y. When I include -y, okay, this installation will not ask any question, will not ask any prompt. This is a very second thing you have to remember. So if your build is asking passwords or confirmations, definitely your build is failed. Remember that. One more important activity. Plugins will not do any job. Okay. So plugin means it is a piece of software which is going to provide a UI, user interface to you. Okay, which is going to enhance functionality. But make sure that without plugins also we can do a lot. We can do a lot. Okay, and don't think that if a plugin is not there, you cannot do the work. Without plugin also you can do miracles. Okay, by using commands will not do any job. That is the very next thing we have to remember. Fourth one is uh, the user from where you are doing builds must have, okay, appropriate, must have right privileges. Now generally, so this is going to be happen when you are doing some activity, when you are doing some activity with a user or from a user which is not having right privileges. I think in Linux we have a concept called adding a user in the admin group. Okay, that means that user must have right privileges to perform build activities. Okay, so yeah, these are the four major issues, okay, that you will be encountering, that you will be facing, okay, when build is failed. So these issues you have to remember, these issues you have to consider before you start build. Okay, many other issues will also come. When the issues come, I will explain. Okay, but these are the four major issues. Now when it comes to installation of Jenkins, there are so many ways of installing Jenkins. So first way of installing Jenkins is Jenkins is a Java application. Jenkins is a Java's web application. So since Jenkins is a Java's web application, you can download jenkins.var file and you can deploy this file. You can place this file in the web apps folder. Web apps folder of Tomcat. This is one way. Okay, Tomcat is a server which will run Java applications. Since Jenkins is also a Java's web application, you can place this jenkins.var file in the web apps folder. Web apps folder is a default folder for Tomcat. Default folder for Tomcat. When you copy this jenkins.var file in web apps folder, your Jenkins will run from. Okay, so Jenkins will run, so we can access the Jenkins from website browser. Okay, this is the first way, but this way is not successful. This is suitable for smaller organizations. And second way, it is used by smaller organizations, and this is the old approach also. No one follow this approach now nowadays. This is the first way. Second way is, so Jenkins can be set up as a separate service, like how you install database servers, MySQL, Oracle, how they are running in the background. Jenkins can also be set as a separate service. Okay, that will be running in the background. Okay, it is used by most of the organizations, and we use this approach. Third one is Jenkins can be set up as a Docker container using Docker also using a Jenkins image you can set up in Jenkins, but this is also suitable, also not suited for larger organizations or big MNCs. Okay, these are the three different ways of setting up Jenkins. So our approach is the second approach. We are going to use second approach, not first approach. Now setting up Jenkins. Which approach here? Approach 2. These are the approaches. So when we start Jenkins, I will show third way also. Okay, how you can set up Jenkins as a Docker container, there we will discuss. Now here to set up Jenkins in second approach. Okay, first of all you have to install OpenJDK because Jenkins is a software which is developed in Java. JDK is mandatory. Okay, so it requires a minimum 11th version. Minimum OpenJDK 11. That is mandatory. Okay, second step is what? Install Maven. Maven is not mandatory, but we need to have we need to run Java applications, right? So Maven is required. Install Jenkins. Already we have one system set up in last class, right? One system is there with the OpenJDK 17 Maven 3.6.3. That system I am going to use here. So once Jenkins is installed, okay, start using Jenkins from web browser because it is a browser based application. It is not CLI based. Okay, if you want to use the application, you have to start the server where Jenkins is installed and a user interface. A interface is provided. Okay, that interface you have to use it from any browser like Chrome browser, Internet Explorer, okay, Microsoft Edge. From any browser you can use because it is a browser based application, right? Now let us go to our AWS console. Okay, presently I'm in home page of AWS. Select EC2. Go to instances running. Presently there are no instances running. Okay, we have one build server, right? Yesterday we created. Select build server. Select start instance. I'm going to display only running servers. To display only running machines, apply filter. Instance state equal to running. Are you seeing build server is started here? Connect to the server and go to downloads because my key file is available in downloads. Go to downloads, right click here, select git bash here. right? Now check whether Java is presented. Java hyphen version. Java must be there. This is yesterday's system. MVN hyphen version. Presently we have only one version of Java, one version of Maven. We will see how to deal with multiple versions of JDKs and Mavens. Okay, presently we have two necessary softwares, Java and Maven. Okay, if you want to build .NET projects, you have to install, okay, MS Build also. MS Build that is for .NET application that need to be installed. And here one more thing you have to remember. In the second point, what I told guys, plugins will do any job. Without plugins, plugins will not do any job. So without plugins also you can do job. Suppose to build my application, yesterday I have shown you MVN package, right? But if plugin is installed, just you need to say only package. MVN is not required. Okay, just plugin is going to provide some interface where you can reduce your work. MVN package. This is without plugins. So this Maven plugin is installed automatically while installation of Jenkins with plugins. If you are using plugins, simply you can run package. So if you don't want to use plugin, you have to use complete command. Okay. Now, so we have connected to our virtual machine. Our next step is installing Jenkins. It is very simple. Jenkins installation. These are websites. I am giving website name also. Website reference. Refer here. Install Jenkins. Now just scroll down. On the left side, are you seeing something like other operating systems are there? Linux. In Linux, select Debian. And are you seeing the prerequisites here? Recommended hardware 4 GB of RAM, 50 GB hard drive space. These are the recommendations. Okay, minimum is this one 256, 1 GB. But if you go with these things, so if your project is very large, build is failed. Minimum you have to have this one 4 GB RAM, 50 GB of hard disks. And these are the commands, okay, that you have to execute. Always select long-term support release, don't select weekly release. So these commands will be changed every week, okay, but these are not going to be changed. Copy these commands as it is and paste it over here. Giving numbers, this is first command, this second, and by the way, one more thing. So when you are working as a DevOps engineer, it is not your responsibility. Okay, Jenkins was managed by Jenkins admins. Okay, so long back Jenkins was available in your organization. Your responsibility is to create CI/CD pipelines. You are not a person to install Jenkins. So since you are here, you have to practice everything. We are installing, but in reality, you are not the person to manage and install Jenkins. Remember that. Our responsibility is not to install softwares, to create CI/CD pipelines. That is our responsibility. Okay, I am running first command here. Done. First command is over. These are nothing but something repositories are adding and signatures adding and updating your local repository. My mouse pointer is not working properly. Done. Just I am copy pasting. I am not doing any magic. Whatever comments I have copied from Jenkins website, I am copy pasting to install Jenkins in the sequential. In that order they have given. And remember, one basic question they may ask in the interview. What is the port number of Jenkins? 8080. Jenkins will run on the port number called 8080. What is port number, guys? Can anyone tell?
8080.
No, why? What is port number? What is the concept of port number? So a computer system will
Server,
run. So a computer system will be running many services, many applications, right? Okay. So it might run database servers, Jenkins, web servers, app servers, okay, mail servers. So many applications it will run. But to access that application, it should have an identity, right? Okay, so to access that application from outside, we have to use port number. Suppose in your computer system you have Oracle, MySQL, and Jenkins. If I want to use Oracle, I have to use port number called 1521. If I want to use Jenkins, 8080. Okay, if I want to use MySQL, 3306. How to know port number? That comes with practice. That is not a great job. Okay, even you Google it. Okay, port numbers can be known. Just a minute, guys. Okay, guys, thanks for waiting. Okay, now, so how to verify whether Jenkins is installed or not? There is a command here, sudo systemctl status Jenkins. Are you seeing in the green color? It is showing that active and running here. But from command line, we cannot use Jenkins. How to use it? To use it, you have to open browser. Go to instances, select build server, and make sure that your 8080 port number is open. How to verify? Yesterday I have shown 8080 I have opened. Even though you have to verify once again. Go to security section. In the security section, you will be seeing one link, blue color link here, SG something. Just click on this. Edit inbound rules. Are you seeing here 8080 is open? So if you want to open, once your VM is created, click on edit inbound rules. Here click on add rule. Okay, I will show once again. I will delete this. I will add once again. Add rule. Anyhow, 22 port number is open by default. I want to open custom TC, 8080 port number. Guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So this is 8080 port number. 8080 port number. We are opening for everyone. 0.0./0 means everyone. Save rules. Okay. Now start using Jenkins from browser. So your build server, right? This is build server. And go and choose networking section. Here we have public IP address, right? Select public IP address. Okay. Paste it over here and colon 8080. Add 8080. You are seeing some page right here. Unlock Jenkins. To unlock Jenkins, there is a password which we have to unlock. This location is having that password. Copy this one. Go to your CLI, virtual machine CLI. Say cat. Cat is a command, Linux command, which is going to display the content of a file. Okay, permission denied. Permission denied means we have to add a sudo keyword. Are you seeing a password has come? Exactly copy this password. Say control insert. Control insert for copying. Control insert and shift insert here to paste it over here. Click on continue and select install suggested plugins. Are you seeing all the necessary plugins are getting installed? All the plugins are being installed now. Jenkins knows which plugins are mandatory. Okay, here you have to set up admin user account. This is password and full name, and scroll a little bit down. Email address. Save and continue. Password did not match. Why? Okay, this is IP address of your system. It is asking whether you want to use this IP address. Yes, save and finish. Are you seeing Jenkins is ready? Start using Jenkins. Okay, this is your landing page of Jenkins. Okay, and here the first activity is you have to create item. Item is nothing but a job. Okay, in job you can have several steps. So job may contain any Linux command, okay, any shell scripting, any Terraform scripting, any Ansible scripting, any Maven command, any Gradle command, any ant command. Okay, you have to create one new item. Suppose I want to create a new item. So for this new item, I am giving a name called my first job. My first job. So here, which kind of job you wanted to create? Freestyle, pipeline, folder, multi-branch pipeline. What you want to create? So so first we'll discuss freestyle, then we'll go for pipelines. Okay, first few days are on freestyle. Then we are going to use pipelines. How to write code for creating pipelines also. Okay, and the freestyle project means it is UI based. Click on OK. And are you seeing various tabs available here? General tab, source code management, build trigger, build environment, build steps, post build actions. Okay, so we'll discuss all these. So just for now, select build steps. And in the build steps, select execute shell. Shell means Linux shell command. I want to execute few simple commands of Linux. One command is what? Who am I? Which is going to display current username. As which user you are running Jenkins jobs. Who am I? PWD and env. Okay, PWD is a command which is going to display present working directory. Environment command is going to display all the environment variables of that system. And click on apply and save. Here I said what to execute. When to execute I did not specify. When is optional. So if you want to do it manually, are you seeing one option called build now here? Click on this. Here it will start a build here. On the bottom side, you will be seeing something like this, #1. So when your build is succeeded, it is indicated with green color. If your build is failed, that is indicated with red color. And if you want to open this, drop down this, click on this drop down, select console output. Are you seeing everything is displayed here? As a result of who am I, it has displayed that Jenkins, you are Jenkins, because Jenkins user is created automatically. Okay, when you install Jenkins, and as a result of PWD, it has displayed something like var lib Jenkins. Guys, this is most important. For Jenkins user, the home directory is var lib. Generally, in Linux operating system, when you create a user, that user is placed in home username. But after installation of Jenkins, this user is placed in var lib folder. This is the home directory of Jenkins. Now, as a result of env, another command we executed, right? Here, these are all environment variables like user equal to Jenkins, Jenkins home, okay, Jenkins server. Many things are displayed. Just go to your system CLI where you have installed Jenkins. Now look at this path. So this path is showing, right? What is this path? This path. Copy this path and go to this location. Paste it over here. Okay, now see this. Nothing is there because we did not build any artifacts. And go one level back. and go one more level back. cd double dot. cd double dot means it is going to take you to the parent directory of that current directory. And here you are going to see one more interesting folder, cd jobs. Here we will be seeing one more folder by your job name. So I created a job by this my first job, right? And say ls. Are you seeing some other folders are created here? One file is there, one interesting file is there. That is vi config.xml. And if you open this, vi is a editor. And are you seeing something like what are the commands we executed? Who am I executed? pwd I executed. env also I executed. All the command history will be recorded in config.xml. Save it and come out, say wq, press escape and say wq, or don't save anything, q exclamation. And here go to builds folder. In the builds folder we will be seeing something like one. Are you seeing one? That means presently we have done one build only. We did not perform any second build. Okay, when you click on build now for second time, here 2 is recorded. And what is the next build number? And if you say cat next build number, it will display that it is 2. Okay, this is a very important folder, guys. Okay, so as a Jenkins admins will be managing this folder. They will be taking backup of this folder every 2 hours, because if this folder is lost, completely Jenkins is collapsed. But remember, okay, in every IT industry, okay, so this Jenkins is managed by Jenkins admins. Yeah, if you are also Jenkins admin, it is your responsibility to manage this folder. Okay, you have to secure the folder. Securing means you have to have multiple Jenkins servers. Even though you have multiple Jenkins servers, sometimes all servers might fail. So that is why it is your responsibility to take backup of this folder every 2 hours or every 1 hour, like that. How to take backup, that is a different story. I will explain. I will show that. Okay. Now your first of all is first job is succeeded, right? So if you want to change the definition, drop down this, select configure here, go to build steps. I will remove all these steps here. I will add new steps. Sudo apt update, sudo apt install. These are the commands which is going to install some packages in Linux. -y tree. I am installing tree software in my Jenkins server and click on build now. This time build is failed. Can anyone tell me why build is failed? We are doing this job from a user called Jenkins. Jenkins is a user, but he is not having right privileges to perform this kind of installation activities. Okay, here second point came into picture. Second point or third point? Which point it is? Fourth point. The user from where you are running, where you are doing builds, must have right privileges. Jenkins is a not admin user. Jenkins is a user. User is created, but is not having capability to perform this kind of admin jobs. How you can add, how you can provide privileges to Jenkins user? That is our next class agenda. Okay. And one more thing, get ENT password. This is to display all the users information. Now at last, are you not seeing this Jenkins and for Jenkins user, the home directory is varlib. This is a shell. This is a unique identity of Jenkins. So why build is failed? Due to insufficient privileges to Jenkins user, the build was failed. How you can rectify this problem? How you can add this user in sudo group? How you can add this user in admin group? So that is our next class agenda. Guys, till now is the concept clear? If any questions are there, you can ask me. From tomorrow onwards, classes are very interesting because we are going to implement continuous integration. Automatically, builds are going to be happen. You need not to press build now button. So today I have pressed build now button 2 times, right? That is manual build. How that is going to be happen automatically? Okay, that is our next class and next class agenda. Okay. So if any questions regarding this class, you can ask me.
Sir, in real time, do we do manual build?
No, automatic builds only.
Okay.
No one is going to do manual build. Okay, because builds must be happen in automated way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, who is going to press
Okay.
build now button every 2 hours, every 3 hours
Yeah.
at midnight? Midnight, no one will be there in our organization, right?
Yes. Okay.
So that builds must be happen automatically. How to do that? How to set up time? How to trigger the builds automatically? Okay, that is our future class agenda that we are going to
Okay.
discuss the next classes.
Okay, sir.
So how you feel, guys? Is the session interesting or boring?
Very interesting.
Okay, thank you. So if any questions are there, you can ask me. Otherwise, I will stop it for today. Tomorrow we meet again at same time with same link. There is no link changing. If any link is changed, definitely that will be sent to you. Okay. Shall we stop now? And once you complete your job, log out from this. Are you seeing log out button here? Click on log out and stop your Jenkins server here. Now I will call it as Jenkins master. Why I am going to call it as Jenkins master? I will explain. And go to instance state, stop instance. Again, if you want to use this from browser, it must be started. Here start option is there. Okay guys, shall we stop now? If no questions are there, I will stop it for today.
Yes, we can stop now.
Okay guys, thank you. Thanks for your
Thank
time.
you.
Have a good day.
Thank you, sir.